A lot can be learned in labs or online, but nothing can beat hands-on real-world experience as we see in our next segment. The Oakway Mutual Aid Group was established to ensure that area fire departments would have the necessary equipment and training to handle more troublesome incidents. By sharing resources like equipment and training opportunities, cities will be in a better position to care for residents.
What we're doing today is a training with our Oakway departments. What Oakway is 8 departments that have a mutual aid agreement. It's the surrounding area here: Birmingham, Southfield, Bloomfield Township, Waterford Regional Fire Department, Ferndale, Royal Oak. Those are the departments that we operate with on a regular basis, and this is a training that we get together. We're doing ladder operations and ventilation on commercial buildings today. The buildings we're using today are donated by AF Jonah. They're a developer in our area just north of here. They have one of their newer buildings, and south of here they also have a building that they just built for the Brock Realty. What we're doing with this building is roof ventilation on a commercial roof. We don't get a lot of practice with that, so we're bringing all of our new guys in. We're doing a lot of cutting. We're also doing patient takeoff on the back of the building, and we're doing residential ventilation on one of the other buildings located over to the east.
The Birmingham Fire Department also participated and brought along their 100-foot tower. There were 3 different trucks on scene. A ladder truck has a hydraulic ladder with no bucket. A tower truck has a hydraulic ladder with the bucket attached.
We have 3 locations here on the site. We have one where we're doing residential roof ventilation. So that's one style of cutting and ventilation. We have another one that involves a commercial roof, which is a heavier metal roof with Celotex and gravel coating. So that requires a different set of skill sets to cut those and tools. And then the last one is victim removal from a roof, where let's say a workman was up there doing something happened to him and he was hurt, where we'd have to load him in a Stokes basket and lower him to the roof, down to the ground safely from the roof.
The vehicle you see behind me here is what's known as a Bronto. It has an articulating boom at the end, so as you see it rise up like a ladder truck, it also has an elbow at the end of it that allows it to go up and over a wall or down below a bridge operation. This is a platform truck that has a bucket on the end.
And what we're doing is we're working on some ventilation techniques. Roof ventilation isn't something we do all the time, and a lot of firefighters aren't comfortable at it. So what we're doing is we've got a building that's going to be demolished here in a month that has both commercial and residential construction, and we're practicing our ventilation techniques. There will be probably about 50 to 60 a day, and we're going to be here for 3 days. So probably about 150 different firefighters. The biggest person we can thank for this is the Oakway Chiefs. That's the mutual aid group. All the departments I mentioned previously, they're the ones that are paying for this to go on. But the other group we'd like to thank is Jonah. They donated all these buildings to us. So had they not donated us these buildings, we wouldn't be able to do training like this. The residential part, we do it quite often. One of the problems with the residential portion is the type of construction they're doing nowadays. You get a lot of firefighters that'll fall through the roofs, or the roofs will collapse pretty easily. So this is a good thing to make them aware of what type of hazards they're in store for.
Firefighters have the opportunity to practice multiple ventilation techniques, such as louver and trent cutting, on an ordinary wood frame construction that you might see on a residential home.
Every time we do training, it's beneficial. You always take something out of it. There's always a new technique or some way to improve on what you're doing in the field. So stuff like this really helps because you actually get on the roof, on what you would normally be doing, instead of having just a plywood board on a couple pieces of wood just outside. So anytime we have this kind of training, this helps out a lot because you get more of the real-time feel of how the roof pitch and how to walk on a roof. This is a lot easier. When we're up there, there's always danger of one of us falling through the roof. So we want to be able to make sure that if that happens, we're ready and prepared to be able to pull that person out. So when we're up there, rescue techniques, RIT training, anything like that, that helps on top of a roof. So if we can do that in a live scenario where we don't have as much danger of someone actually falling through, it helps out a lot. So when we get into that situation, if we ever do, we know what we have to do right away and we don't have to think about it, we just do it. This would be normal construction for a standard house. We have usually just shingles and plywood for the home. We are doing a louver ventilation or trench cuts. and we were mimicking what we would normally do on a standard house if we had to do a roof ventilation.
Mutual aid training like this allows firefighters from different communities the opportunity to work together in a controlled, safe environment prior to a real-life emergency happening.